October 20th, and today is day 745 since Hamas kidnapped our people and have continued to hold them inside of the Gaza Strip. We open today with deep sorrow, bearing the weight of the most painful news, the loss of our courageous soldiers. Since the war began, 918 IDF heroes have fallen. These are not statistics. These are not faceless people. Each one was a life filled with a promise, a future stolen, a world unto themselves. Major Yaniv Kula was just 26 years old and from Modi'in. He fell in battle in southern Gaza. He was laid to rest this morning in Jerusalem. Also, Staff Sergeant Itai Yavetz was just 21 years old and also from Modi'in. He too fell in battle yesterday in the same incident in the southern part of Gaza. He will be laid to rest this afternoon in Modi'in. The Prime Minister spoke for the nation when he sent heartfelt condolences to the families of Yaniv and Itai. He also sent wishes for a speedy recovery to our wounded in that attack and breach of the ceasefire. The Prime Minister said that Yaniv and Itai fought courageously against the Hamas murderers to protect the security of Israel. Their bravery and heroism will be cherished in our hearts forever. May their memory be a blessing. Let me share some details of this Hamas attack you've probably heard about. On Sunday, around 2:30 p.m. Israel time, the IDF announced terrorists fired an anti-tank missile and gunfire towards our troops who were operating to dismantle terrorist infrastructure in the Rafah area, which is all in accordance with the ceasefire agreement. In response to that, the IDF started striking in the Rafah area to eliminate the threat and to dismantle tunnel shafts and military structures for terrorist activities. The blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement led the IDF to respond firmly. Following the violation, the Prime Minister held consultations with the Defense Minister and heads of the security establishment, directing them to take strong action against terrorist targets inside of Gaza. Now, after days of executing their own people and our soldiers who should have never been killed during a ceasefire, were dragged into the terrorist barbaric and irresponsible actions, which are the biggest threat to the Israeli and the Palestinian people. After this deadly incident involving our soldiers, we committed to responding forcefully against the brutal rule and thwart Hamas's weakening grip inside of Gaza. Now, around 6 p.m. on Sunday, Israel time, the IDF began a series of strikes against Hamas terror targets inside of southern Gaza. It led to the striking and dismantling of 6 kilometers of underground terrorist infrastructure, which was used by Hamas to advance attacks against the state of Israel. Not only were our soldiers killed in this incident in Rafah, dozens of incidents have been documented by the IDF of terrorists crossing the yellow line, which is where our soldiers were redeployed to under this agreement that Hamas has violated. The state of Israel will not accept any violations of the ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, and the IDF will respond with force to any violation that endangers the security of our soldiers and its citizens. Now, following the series of attacks in response to Hamas violating the ceasefire and attacking our soldiers, around 9 p.m. Sunday Israel time, the IDF began the renewed enforcement of the ceasefire. We will not only continue to uphold the ceasefire agreement, but we will enforce it. Let it be known and understood, we are still demanding for the bodies of our deceased hostages to be returned by the terror organization Hamas. We know Hamas can return them, and we know that Hamas is aware of where they are located. There are 16 deceased hostages that are required to be released under this first phase of this plan. As Hamas continues to make the excuse they cannot locate them, let's make something very clear. Hamas dragged our hostages into Gaza and either murdered them on October 7th or during captivity, with the sole exception of a soldier taken in 2014. No one misplaces people they kidnapped. Any suggestion that Hamas doesn't know where the hostages are is not just an excuse, it's part of their propaganda. Journalists repeating that line should ask themselves whether they're reporting facts or echoing the narrative of a brutal terrorist organization. I can also confirm at this time, Prime Minister Netanyahu met earlier today with Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, on the developments and updates in the region.